Students, welcome to the next session of competitive work energy power. We were discussing. So in the page number 109, example 7 we discussed. In page number 109, see the concept they gave, principle of conservation of mechanical energy. So according to principle of conservation of mechanical energy, very simple. We don't need to see all those. So total energy is constant. Total energy is constant means total energy means always sum of its potential energy and kinetic energy. E means total energy, U means potential energy, K means kinetic energy. So you came to I think Boyle's law there. PV is equal to constant means P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2 they will write. Same like that. So U plus K is constant means U1 plus K1 is equal to U2 plus K2. That one only they will write like this. UI plus KI, UF plus KF. UI means initial potential energy, Ki means initial kinetic energy. So final potential energy, final kinetic energy. So this is the equation form of principle of conservation of energy. So according to principle you came to know energy neither created nor destroyed. It will be changed from one form to another form, but total energy is always constant. On this basis they give example 8 you can see. A block is released from the top of the smooth inclined plane of height h. Find the speed of the block as it reaches the bottom of the plane. So whenever it is reaching bottom of the plane, what is its speed they are asking. So this is the inclined plane they gave. Object is coming from here, reaching this place. A, B, C. So initial velocity 0. It is reaching with final velocity. It is passing through height h. It is moving a displacement s. This is nothing but angle. So this diagram you can take like this or like this also. A, B, C. V. Yes. So that is nothing but inclined plane. Now they are asking what is the velocity. So in this, how to apply this law of conservation of energy? Total energy at A and total energy at C should be constant. EA is equal to S. What is the total energy means? Sum of potential energy and kinetic energy. Sum of potential energy and kinetic energy at C. Here potential energy. At what height is there? H height. Therefore, mass is M. Potential energy formula M is Ka. So of M U square. U is 0. Therefore, kinetic energy is 0. UC. UC means here potential energy. It is on the ground. Ground means no height. No height means potential energy 0. Plus of M. Here velocity v we are using. Therefore v square. So M will be mgh is equal to half mgh. M will be cancelled. Then v square is equal to 2gh. Then v is equal to root 2. So this is the velocity when it touches the ground. Once you can see in motion in straight line lesson we discussed. An object is dropped from certain height h. Then after reaching its surface, what is the velocity? V is equal to root 2h. Both will be same. Means an object which is dropped from certain height, an object which is moving on the inclined plane with the same height means velocity also will be same. You should remember this one. So this one only they will do in another way. So how they will do means, so here you came to know V, you should find S is the displacement. They get inclined angle theta. Then how we will find means, by using the formula V square minus U square equal to 2AS. Then V square equal to 2AS. So U value 0. Now with what acceleration this object is moving? So with what acceleration object is coming downwards here? Either here or here. Both will be same. So already in friction lesson we discussed this one. Object weight is acting like this. If you resolve this one into two components, mg cos theta, mg sin theta. So two planes it will be having. One is smooth plane, another one is rough plane. So they said this is smooth plane. Smooth plane means, so if this is the object, so it is moving like this. See here, it is not moving. If you are raising, see this chalk piece is not moving. At one particular angle, it is going to move. So whenever it is moving, so that will be having acceleration on smooth inclined plane. How much means, how much resultant force is acting on this? F is equal to mg sin theta. So this is moving like this because of this force, isn't it? So therefore F is equal to mg sin theta. According to Newton's second law, we can write Ma is equal to mg sin theta. Then A is equal to g sin theta. Substitute. Then V square equal to 2g sin theta into S. We came to know sin theta definition. What is the sin theta definition? Opposite side by hypotenuse. Therefore, sin theta is equal to opposite side is h. Hypotenuse is h. Sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So substitute 2g h by s. And V square equal to 2gh. Same you got, you can see 2gh. Sometimes they will give theta. So whenever they give theta, we should use this equation. Root 2g sin theta yes. Okay. Root 2g sin theta yes if they give inclined angle. If they give height, directly you can use root 2gh formula. So both the concepts they give. So both way discussed. But whatever we got, both will be same one. Next they give note. So different diagrams they give. Once you can see. So whatever may be the shape, initial position, final position. So sometimes object is coming like this. So that is one diagram they give. Another diagram they give like this. So another diagram they give like this. So see different diagrams. Another diagram directly it is moving from here to here. So in all these cases, so velocity is root 2gh only. From how much height it is going to be reaching. Next example 9 you can see. A particle is thrown from the top of a tower of height h with speed v naught at an unknown angle. At an unknown angle they didn't give. So find the speed with which it strikes the ground. So with what speed it is reaching the ground. So this is the tower you can take. From the top of the tower, it has thrown with velocity v naught. So with velocity v naught, then this object will be coming like this. A to B. So at this, what is its velocity they asked. So in this also you can apply this law of conservation of energy. Simply you will be getting. So total energy at A is equal to total energy at B. So UA plus KA is equal to UB plus KB. UA is mgh. From what height you are throwing the object. So from the top of the tower means the tower height is h here. K of m V naught square of mu square. U place we got V naught of m V naught square. UB. After reaching here there is no height. It is on the surface. Therefore potential energy is 0. Kinetic energy of m V square. So then m GH plus V naught square by 2. M I have taken common is equal to m by 2 V square. These two will be cancelled. Then V square is equal to 2 GH plus V naught square by 2. Then V is equal to root GH plus V naught square by 2. Isn't it? So they gave here same like that half mv square. So they multiplied that 2 inside, then 2 GH plus V naught square. Because still what they gave according to that we are writing 2 GH plus V naught square. 2 will be cancelled. It is multiplied 2. So therefore 2 GH plus V naught square. Simply by using V square minus V square also you will be getting, just we are applying the concept of principle of conservation of energy. In that note they gave, see, so they have given different diagrams. Same question you may take in so many ways. See their velocity directions how they give. For all those answer will be this one only. Okay na? See the next problem, example 10. Consider the situation shown in the diagram. Initially the spring is in its natural length. When the ball is released from rest, assuming fully as smooth and light. Spring and string massless. Find the maximum elongation of the spring. This spring is massless. This string is also massless. This pulley is also massless. How much it is going to be elongated? It is coming from A to B. Whenever it is coming like this, the spring is going to elongate with x naught or x. Up to what maximum elongation it can elongate, they are asking. So in this, two energies will be there. Energy stored in the spring of k x naught. How much distance it is moving means how much distance it is going to elongate. It is nothing but x naught. For this mg x naught. They are asking elongation. So some people will do by cancelling this, they will get x naught, not like that. Okay. So you will be getting x naught is equal to this two will be going this side, one x naught will be writing here, remaining x naught will be coming here. Let us assume simply this 2 will be coming this side, 2 mg x naught by x naught square. X naught square means how much will be remaining? 2 mg by x naught. One x naught will be cancelled. That should be the answer. So how some people will do means x naught they will cancel. K x naught is equal to 2 mg and x naught equal to 2 mg by k. So like this, you should not write the answer. They explain clearly. The students will write like this. This is the not correct answer. You should take like this. Okay. So theoretically, if you want to explain means, so its weight. Depending on its weight, the spring elongation will be there. So both are equal. Mg, its weight and this force, both will be same. So this mass mg will be acting downwards. The spring force kx. So in the same direction or opposite direction we can take. So extend applied force will be in upward direction. The spring force will be in downward direction. Then spring force and mg both will be in same direction. At the time mg is equal to kx, isn't it? So if spring force is more means mg is greater than kx. If spring force is less, mg is less than kx. At the time it will not move downwards, it will move upwards. Then spring is forcing this one downwards, this object will go upwards. You should go answer with this. So this is x1, this is also x1. Please remember this one. 2mg by k, in place of k we should take x naught. Like that at least you can remember. They are asking maximum elongation. Just we are applying energy, law of conservation of energy formula. In the next question, this next question means they give again work energy theorem. So work energy theorem, see those equations once, W is equal to Kf minus Ki. So work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. This work done, so they gave so many work done by, will be done by always force. Work done by conservative force, work done by non-conservative force, work done by frictional force. They gave so many work done by conservative force, work done by non-conservative force, work done by external force. So this work done will be, they have given resultant work done by three forces they gave. So conservative, non-conservative and external force. How many work done we are doing by using how many forces? Resultant we have to write W is equal to all the sum of the work done. That is simple, but statement won't be changed. Work done should be equal to change in kinetic energy. So we no need to discuss more on that. Always work done is equal to change in kinetic energy, isn't it? And loss in energy is equal to work done by frictional force. Sometimes law of conservation of energy will not be satisfied. Will not be satisfied means it will be coming, but some amount of loss will be coming, mainly by non-conservative forces. Why? Because in non-conservative forces resultant work done is not zero. So why not zero means some of work done is going to be wasted in terms of frictional force. Frictional force, whenever it is coming, unnecessarily heat will be developed. So in so many forms, energy is going to be lost. Therefore, loss of energy will be coming. See the example 11. A block of mass m is given velocity v naught on a rough horizontal surface. After traveling a distance d, its speed becomes v naught by 2. Find the work done against friction. The work done by the friction and the coefficient of friction. Find the work done against friction, work done by the friction and the coefficient of friction. So many they are asking. So this is the surface, rough surface. If we are drawing like this, this is a rough surface. So initially velocity v naught. After moving some distance, v naught by 2. V naught by 2. The distance they gave d. D distance it is moving. Then work done by frictional force. If it is moving like this, frictional force will be like this, isn't it? So by applying velocity when they give, by applying work energy theorem we can do. W is equal to half mv square minus half mv. Half m v naught square by 4 minus half m v naught square. So this is what is your work done by frictional force. So half m is common. V naught square by 4 minus v naught square. So half m v naught square minus. So 1 minus 4 means you will get minus 3 by 2 m v naught square by minus 3 by 8 m v naught square. Why you got minus? Because we are finding work done by frictional force. Always work done by frictional force is negative. Why? Because both frictional force and displacements both are in opposite direction. So that is the work done by frictional force. 3 by 8 m v naught square. In addition to that, they ask what they ask here? Coefficient of friction. They ask. Coefficient of friction means left side we got work done by friction. Work done by friction, what is the formula? Force into displacement minus, right? Because both force and displacements are in opposite direction. Minus 3 by 8 m v naught square. Frictional force formula. What is the frictional force formula? Mu n. Correct only? Your normal reaction equal to mg. Substitute. So mu mg is equal to 3 by 8 m v naught square. What they are asking? Mu. Mu is equal to 3 v naught square by 8 g Yes. So 3 V naught square by 8G. This S they gave D. 3 V naught square by 8GD. Just that is equation. Isn't it? So this is about example 11. Next they gave power. Power is the time rate of work. Isn't it? Power equation of B. You came to know. Power P is equal to work by time. So dW by dt. According to this, we got F bar dot S bar by T, F bar dot V bar. So power equation, both they gave. So power unit you came to know what 1 horsepower equal to 746 watts. Till today we are going to use power in terms of horsepower. Means horse is having that much power we will say, isn't it? So that is about power. Now we will say example 12. So next let's see that example 12. A. What is the power of an engine which can lift 600 kg of coal per minute from a mine of 20 meters deep? At the time, simply they are asking power. Power equation W by T. So that bringing from a mine. Height there, MPH by T. How much mass? 600. This value you can take 10. So 20 meters in minute. Minute only, per minute only they ask. Minute means 60 seconds. So what is the power of an engine which can lift 600 kg? Okay. Of coal per minute. Per minute means 60 from a mine of 20 meters deep. So from 20 meters deep means from height. That height they are bringing. This 0 will be cancelled. 6 will be cancelled 100 times. Then 2000 watts. That is simple question they gave as example. Next in the B, 2 kilowatt motor pumps out water from a well 10 meters deep. Calculate the quantity of water pumped out per second. 10 meters deep, 2 kilowatts. Quantity of water pumped out per second they are asking. 2 kilowatts, 10 meters. Same equation. 2 kilowatt means 2 into 1000. M by T they are asking. G value 10 from a well of 10 meters. Correct? So, how much mass of water per second? Per second means time value 1 second. Therefore, M by T they are asking. Or M they are asking. How much quantity of water came outside per second? Per second means here time value 1 second. 2 into 1000. So, M by 1 second into 100. 2 zeros will be cancelled and M is equal to 20 kg. It means per each second 20 kg of water is coming from that well outside, isn't it? So that is simple problem they gave. Next, conservation of energy. So in only we discussed. So sometimes because of non-conservative force, resultant work will not be zero. At that time, some amount of energy is going to be wasted in the form of heat or in the form of sound. All these already you people came to know. Next, force and potential energy. I gave the relation that we discussed in PU. What is the relation? Did you remember? F is equal to minus du by dx. With respect to height, we change the differentiation, isn't it? F is equal to minus du by dx. Here they gave by taking u value of kx square. So they got minus there. Just they are proving that one. So energy stored in a spring, u is equal to of kx square. Differentiate this one, du by dx is equal to of k into 2x. 2 will be cancelled. So this is the spring force, isn't it? So dq by dx. So if this one you have taken minus, you will be getting this one also minus. So f is equal to minus du by dx, or kx is equal to minus f, like that also you can take. So in addition to that, they gave a new concept there, for three-dimensional motion, dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou u by dou z they give. Okay, so at the time how to do? Fx is equal to f is du by dx, fx equal to dou u by dou x. This one by we are calling dou, partial differentiation we will say. But this one you won't get it, I think, in mathematics now. I will say how to do this one. Fy is equal minus dou u by dou y, fz is equal minus dou u by dou z. You know differentiation, just how to do this partial differentiation. They give an example. U is equal to x square y plus u is equal to x square y plus y square z, x square y plus y square z plus z cube, isn't it? So first we are going to find dou u by dou x. Very very important. For the second P also you will be getting this one, partial differentiation. Dou u by dou x means with respect to x only we will do, remaining will go for constant. In this, y will become constant. Differentiation of x square is 2x. That's all. In these terms, no x term. Therefore, we don't want to do. But in differentiation, now we will do uv dash plus du dash. Isn't it? Differentiation started in mathematics now. So therefore, you people came to know differentiation. This is partial differentiation. Dou u by dou y. Y terms you have this. Y terms 2 are there. So therefore, x square will become constant. Dou y by dou y. Dy by dy means 1. And then z is constant 2y. Z term is going to become 0. Next term. Dou u by dou z. In this no z term, therefore 0. In this one z term is there. Y square will become constant 1 plus 3 z square. See there. Dou u by dou x, dou u by dou y, dou u by dou z. Just how to solve? I gave an example. They also gave. Like this, you can take by your own example. Just we can do xy plus yz plus zx. Then we will see dou u by dou x. Dou u by dou x means this is having xy term. Therefore, y is constant with respect to x 1. In this there is no x term. Therefore, this total term will become 0. In this again one x term is there. Therefore, z into 1. Understood? Now, if you want to find dou u by dou y, dou u by dou y means with respect to y we should do. Then x will become constant. X into 1. In this also y term is there. Then z will be constant. In this there is no y term, 0. Next. Dou u by dou z. In this there is no z term. In this y into 1 plus x into 1. Just how to get the equation by partial differentiation they give. Next, energy diagram and types of equilibrium. So this energy diagram already we discussed in exam. Equilibrium means 3 types of equilibriums you will be getting. So stable equilibrium, unstable equilibrium, and neutral equilibrium. Neutral means in which shape you are going to get, all will be in the same equilibrium. Unstable means if you touch that one, it is going to change its position. Okay, so stable equilibrium. So they give very simple example. So this is stable equilibrium. However, you are trying to change its position, it will be same one. So this is unstable. If you touch means it will change its position. So this is nothing but neutral. However, you touch, it will rotate and it will be getting same position. So that is nothing but neutral, stable position. If you have taken chalk piece like this, chalk piece will be under. So wherever you touch this one, if it is moving means wherever it is going, it will be like this one. That is under neutral equilibrium. So if you make chalk piece like this, if you touch this one, it may fall. So then it is changing. So it is unstable equilibrium. So like that, it will be there. And consider the following u under versus x graph. So 3 types of equilibrium. So the du by dr is not required for you. Depending on the diagram, you can remember. That energy diagrams I gave already. Spring and how potential energy and the spring energy is going to be changed already. We discussed in our regular classes. See the example 30. So the potential energy of a two atom system as a function of x between them is given by U is equal to A by x power 12. A by x power 12 minus B by x power 6, where any B are constants. Find the value of x corresponding to the equilibrium position. So whenever it is getting equilibrium position, see they give net force is 0. Equilibrium position means whenever object is under equilibrium, what does it mean? Resultant force is 0. I am applying the start page, some amount of force in this direction, some amount of force in this direction. Both are equal means then this object is under equilibrium. So equilibrium means resultant force is 0. Resultant force is 0 means in this equation we can take F is equal to du by dx, that is going to be 0. That concept we are going to apply. So that one only different types. Any type resultant force, any equilibrium, stable or unstable or neutral. So resultant force is 0. In the types of equilibrium they explain. That one only we are taking it because we came to know F is equal to minus du by dx. Here they gave u value. Therefore they are asking equilibrium position. Equilibrium position means resultant force is 0. Like that you have to apply the concept. Now you have to differentiate with respect to x and you can equate, then definitely you will be getting the answer. F is equal to minus du by dx is equal to 0. Then d by dx, this minus is going that side, therefore you can make it plus. U value how much they give? A into x power minus 12 minus b into x power minus 6 is going to become 0. This x power 12 I wrote it on numerator, therefore x power minus 12. So this one you have to differentiate with respect to x. What is the formula? Derivative of x power n into x power n minus 1. This formula we have to apply here. A into minus 12 into x power minus 12 minus 1 minus b into minus 6 x power minus 6 minus is equal to 0. So n place minus 12, x place x only, n minus 1 minus 12 minus 1. Therefore minus 12a x power minus 13 minus into minus plus 6b x power minus 7 is equal to 0. This term you can send that side. 6b x power minus 7 is equal to 12a x power minus 13. So 6b by x power 7 equal to 12a by x power 13. So 6b is equal to 12a x power 7 by x power 13. How much you will get? 6b equal to 12a x power 7 minus 13. 7 minus 13 means how much? 13 minus 7. 6. Correct? So x power minus 6. 6b is equal to 12a x power minus 6. So this 6 will be cancelled 2 times. b is equal to 2a x power minus 6. b by 2a is x power minus 6. Then x power 6 is equal to 2a by b. Then x is equal to 2a by b whole power 1 by 6. 2a by b whole power 1 by 6. This is mathematical concept. This is mathematics. So if you know mathematics very well, this formula differentiation, you can apply this one. This is only derivation. Just applying concept is this one. So whenever object is under equilibrium position, so you should apply resultant force is 0. Resultant force is 0 and energy relation will be this one. The concept if you apply means answer will be coming. Very important model for JEE mains, this type of problems.
See the level 1 problems. Two forces F1 bar equal to 2i cap plus 3j cap minus 4k cap. 2i cap plus 3j cap minus 4k cap, and another F2 bar I cap plus j cap minus k cap. I cap plus j cap minus k cap. Acting on a particle causes it to shift from 1, 2, 3 to 2, 4, 5. The work done by the resultant force. It is shifting from 1, 2, 3 to 2, 4, 5. Otherwise answer no. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5. So from one position to another position, R1 to R2 or X2 by, that is our position. So what is the work done by resultant force? Resultant force means both are acting in the same direction if we assume. F1 plus F2. Distance y minus x. F1 plus F2 means 2 plus 1. 3i cap, 3 plus 1. 4j cap, minus 4 minus 1. Minus 5 cap into. So x to y minus x. 2 minus 1. 1. Means in terms of I cap, j cap, k cap, 4 minus 2, directly I am writing, plus 2 j cap, plus 2 k cap, multiply 3 into 1, 3, 4 into 2, 8 minus 5 into 2 minus 10. Then how much? 1 joule. Correctly? So 1 joule is the answer. 1 joule, 2 joule, 3 joule, 4 joule. So option 1 is correct. Next, question number 2. When a rubber band is stretched by a distance x, it exerts a restoring force of magnitude F is equal to ax plus bx square. F is equal to ax plus bx square. Very ambient constants. The work done in stretching the unstretched rubber band by capital L is. Now the stretching is going up to the capital L. Means length is varying from 0 to L. So what done? What done is equal to 0 to L F dx. Whenever they are asking work done by giving force by varying distance, you should apply this formula. Here length is varying from 0 to L. Already we gave this formula in synopsis when we are discussing. Isn't it? So 0 to L, F value how much they give? Ax plus bx square dx. Multiply 0 to L ax dx, 0 to L bx square dx. ये integral x dx plus b integral x square dx. What is the formula? Integral x power n dx equal to x power n plus 1 by n plus 1 between the limits a to b. First upper limit, next lower limit. In next place b, next in next place a, in between minus. Same formula here. A x power 1 plus 1 by 1 plus 1 0 to L. B x power 2 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 0 to L. A. So in place of x we have to substitute L. L square by 2 minus 0 means 0 plus b L cube by 3 0. So therefore AL square by 2 plus BL square by 3. Is it the option? AL square by 2 plus BL square by 3. Option 1 is correct. Next question. Question number 3. The velocity of a particle of mass 100 grams is given by V is equal to 4 plus 8t plus t square. V is equal to 4 plus 8t plus t square. Mass they give 100 grams. Whenever they give in grams, you should convert into kg, 10 power minus 3 kg. The work done in first 2 seconds there are. So work done in first 2 seconds there are. Velocity of a particle of mass they give 100 grams. Work done in first 2 seconds there are. Here velocity is changing with respect to time. Initial time we will take 0. Initial time 0 means velocity how much? 4 plus 8 into 0 plus 0 square. At t is equal to 2 seconds. What is velocity? V is equal to 4 plus 8 into 2 plus 2 square. 4 plus 16 plus 4, 24. Initial velocity 4, final velocity 24 meter per second. What they are asking? Work done. So velocity is whenever they give, what is the work done equation? Of m v2 square minus v1 half mv square minus u square. Initial velocity, final velocity. So half 10 power 100 into 10 power minus 3. So 24 square minus 4 square. If it is going to become big, 24 square, if you are not able to calculate, then a square minus b square formula you can apply. v2 plus v1 into v2 minus v1. Because in this one you should not use calculator. 10 power minus 1. v2 plus v1, 24 plus 4, 28. 24 minus 4, 20. So this one will be cancelled 14 times. 14 into 20, 280 into 10 power minus 1. This one will be cancelled. So 28 joules. Instead of taking 24 square minus 4 square, we did like that. So both will be same amount. Answer is 28 joules. Option 4 is correct. Okay. See next question number 4. A body of mass 3 kg is under constant force which causes a displacement in terms in meters given by the relation S is equal to 1 by 3 t square. Displacement they gave S is equal to 1 by 3 t square, where t is in seconds. Work done by the force in 2 seconds they are asked. Work done by the force in 2 seconds. Mass they gave 3 kg. Here this is displacement. So again work done is equal to change in kinetic energy. Same formula. But we want velocity. Velocity means V is equal to ds by dt. 1 by 3 into 2 by 3. At a time t equal to 0, velocity 0. At a time t is equal to 2, velocity equal to 2 by 3 into t, 4 by 3. So what done? Of m v2 square minus v1 square of 3 v2 value 4 by 3 whole square minus 0 square. So 3 by 2 into 4 square by 3 square. 1 3 will be cancelled. So 16 by 2 into 3. So 8 by 3 joules. 8 by 3 joules, option 2 is correct. Next question number 5. That is also same model. The relation between velocity and displacement of the particle of mass moving in a straight line is given by. So the relation between velocity and displacement means they gave velocity. Velocity V is equal to 3 alpha x square. Velocity V is equal to 3 alpha x square. This is question number 5 we are solving. 3 alpha x square where alpha is constant. The work done by all forces during displacement from x is equal to d to x is equal to 2d. Initial displacement x, final displacement 2d. Then what they are asking? Work done. Same formula. Half m v2 square minus v1. Half m v2 square. Final velocity v1 square. Initial velocity. Initial velocity is at x equal to d. Then v1 equal to 3 alpha d square. Like that.
V2 means x is equal to 2d. 3 alpha 2d whole square. 3 alpha 4d square. 12 alpha d square. So substitute 12 alpha d square whole square minus 3 alpha d square whole square. Just you can solve, you will be getting the answer in terms of equation, isn't it? So they gave in terms of d power 4. So you will be getting simple. 12 12s are 144, 3 3s are 9. Just subtract, you will be getting. I am now solving 144 alpha square d power 4 minus 9 alpha square d power 4. Just subtract and do the problem, you will be getting the answer. Next, question number 6. So question number 6, they give the velocity they have given wrong. So we will do at the end, because the velocity they should give root gd by 4. Wrong they give question. So option we are not getting. See the question number 7. So the area of acceleration displacement curve of a body gives acceleration displacement they are asking. So that one is going to give impulse, change in momentum, change in kinetic energy and total energy. So you will be getting by using this equation. W is equal to of mv square. So this is displacement, force into displacement. So of mv square. So velocity, what they give? Acceleration, displacement graph. If you substitute velocity there, almost you will be getting change in kinetic energy per unit mass you will be getting. How you will be getting means MAS is equal to Kf minus Ka. Acceleration, displacement, Kf minus Ka by mass. By using work energy theorem, you will get like this. Therefore, change in kinetic energy per unit mass. Because acceleration, displacement graph gives product of acceleration and displacement. So change in kinetic energy per unit mass is correct option. Okay. Next question number 8. A force acting on a particle is given by F bar is equal to 2x I cap plus 4y cube j cap. 2x I cap plus 4y cube j cap. The change in kinetic energy of the particle as it moves from 0 to 1 comma 2. So 0 to 1 comma 2 change in kinetic energy means W1 is equal to Kf minus Ka. So this one they are asking W. What is W equation in terms of A to B F dx? Here A to B means they gave 0 to 1 comma. So this one 0 to 1 and 0 to 2. This one we should do 2 times. So 0 to 1, 2x. X is moving from 0 to 1. Therefore 2x dx plus 0 to 2, 4y cube dy. Understood? So 0 to 1 is along x axis, 0 to 2 is along y axis. Then we can differentiate this one. 2 x square by 2 plus 4 y power 4 by 2. Again I am not writing how to do integration directly, I am writing. So 2 will be cancelled. It is substitute here 1 square. 1 minus 0. 4 will be cancelled. So 2 power 4. So 2 power 4 means how much? 16. 16 plus 1, 17 joules. So this is 1, this is 16. 16 plus 1, 17 joules is the answer. That is nothing but option 3. Okay. Next see question number 9. If a force acting on a particle is given by F is equal to lambda s square, where lambda is constant, s is displacement. The kinetic energy is proportional to their asking. So kinetic energy is proportional to means you should get half mv square. How you will get means force F equal to ma lambda s square. A means, we saw so many times, A means v dv by dx. Therefore, v dv by, here s is there, therefore you have to take s is equal to lambda s square. So then mv dv is equal to lambda s square ds. Integration on both sides. If you do integration, m v dv, v square by 2 lambda s cube by 2. So integral formula you have to apply, x power n plus 1 by n plus 1. Directly I am writing here because already I wrote so many times. So half mv square is nothing but kinetic energy. So now kinetic energy is directly proportional to s cube, displacement cube. Therefore option 3 is correct. Okay, remaining we will see in our next class.